We are back, ladies and gentlebirds. We are so back in every sense of the word. It has been free agency for about a day, not even a day, maybe a breath of air. And the Eagles have already made more shockwaves than AC/DC. It has been absolutely sensational. What hasn't been sensational is that we could cover none of it because our site decided to break on the back end. So we've had like 9 articles go out today. None of them have actually made the surface. So I promise they're coming. Don't fret. But in the meantime, I thought, look, someone's got to carry the bucket. So I had to come in, make sure we talk about Saquon Barkley, Bryce Huff, unrelated to Josh Huff for those Eagles fans among you, and just go over what has been a chaotic 24 hours week of Philadelphia sports and mark the return of this show. Now, apparently we've got the wrong logo on the screen. I don't think there is. Zack says something's gone wrong. But I'm glad to be back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to be back. Thank you all for hanging out. Where do we start with this? We'll start with the elephant in the room. Mr. Saquon Barkley. Oh, I see the deep on the river at the top. Yeah, I didn't see that. Do you know what? I would take it off, but it's hell of a show, and the boys are doing some great work, so they can be our one-time sponsors. I'll even do it for free for Dupe on the Volley. But Saquon Barkley is a Philadelphia Eagle on a 3-year contract. Now, controversially, I tweeted just yesterday, I think it was, that there was a report that Saquon was linked to the Eagles. And I was like, well, I want an 11-inch penis, but it ain't going to happen. Needless to say, I'm swinging low. All right, I'm swinging low. It's going to be one hell of a summer. My surgeon is fuming because they have to take 5 inches off the thing. What can you do? You know, it's extra leg work for him. But when Saquon Barkley signs, needs must is what I say. This might go down as one of my favorite Eagles signings of all time if it turns out the way we all hope it would be. The last time Howie Roseman spent substantial money at running back, as we continue to say on this show, was 2015. 2015. DeMarco Murray, we all know how that turned out. And since then, he'd been turned off the idea. We had committee efforts, Darren Sproles, Ryan Matthews, Josh Adams. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Adams led the Eagles in rushing, if you remember that. You go into 2019, 2020, and things just stabilize. Boston Scott comes on the scene. Miles Sanders gets drafted in the second round. And that was sort of where I presumed the Eagles would go this offseason. In my head, this was very much a Trey Sermon draft. The Eagles have got plenty of capital in that first 3 rounds of the draft. Trey Sermon felt like a great fit. It was a loaded running back class in free agency, as we know. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley. That just headlines it. It's a real. I mean, someone like Devin Singletary would have been a fantastic pickup on a budget, and should they have wanted to go that route. I thought they could have even traded for someone like Kenneth Walker, and instead, all of this noise out of nowhere. It wasn't even just, the Eagles might be interested. The Eagles like Saquon Barkley. It was like alarm bells for about 8 hours of Howie Roseman wants Saquon Barkley. The Eagles are intensely pursuing him. The Eagles need Saquon Barkley. And it was just insane. And part of me, I guess the doubter, the realist, was like, well, he doesn't pay running backs. He doesn't pay star guys. Like, potentially ones with durability concerns. You know, he hasn't actually played a full season since what? I think he did one in 2022, but outside of that, I think it was his rookie year. But I was like, is he really going to fork out money on Saquon Barkley? Yeah, he is. And now you have got a backfield that is just loaded. And if the Eagles did lack versatility last year, if that was a qualm, which I don't really think it was, but you've got someone now that in his rookie year put up 750 odd receiving yards. This isn't just a run-of-the-mill running back. When healthy, when playing and not having franchise tag doubts and falling out with the Giants and all the rest of it, he is one of the best running backs in the league. And he's still young. Like, we forget, I think, because he's been around the block a few times now. He's 27. He's a year younger than me, right? I know I look like I'm 15. We can get over that in time. But this is someone that has got so much meat on the bone still as a ball carrier. He was kind of like ran, not into the dirt, but run obviously very heavily at Penn State. That did carry on into the NFL level. I mean, he's had like 250 plus carries over each of the past 2 years. So that's going to be something to monitor. But with Kenny Gainwell behind him, he's basically, if we're being kind of honest, a B-Tech Saquon, right? Like, he's not brilliant, but he can move the chains if needed. This is a game changer for this Eagles offense. And I think it takes some of the weight off needing a tight end too as well. Like there's been a lot of talk about Dallas Goedert, his potential replacement. Like, when Zach Ertz was, I think, Goddard's age last year, they drafted Dallas. When Brent Selleck was that age, they drafted Ertz. So there was an expected line of succession. I don't think that need is as prominent when you've got someone that is as good as in pass protection as Saquon Barkley is. Someone that he's got to draw eyes. And I think if there is ever a running back in the NFL that is going to open up the option game, that is going to open up things for Jalen Hurts to do what he does best, which is just keep defenses on their toes, put guys on their back foot, open things up for the rest of this team. I think it's Saquon Barkley. Like, he can bring so much to this offense, and it is genuinely, it doesn't feel real. It really doesn't feel real that we're talking about a guy that was in Penn State, played for the Giants. Like, it's not often you leave a team and you stay in the division, let alone such a big rival, but he comes home on a deal. Now, I'm going to see if I can try and share the Sport Track scenes at the screen so we can actually compare the contracts. Now, you have to bear with me because if you remember, the stream veterans will know I am awful when it comes to these sorts of things. Let me just see what I can get. While I'm doing that, we got 113 of you watching on Twitter, so a massive shout out to everyone on the PSN Twitter right now. If you could give it a retweet or a like, leave a comment in the replies, that'd be amazing. We've got a few on Facebook, 18 on YouTube. We are thriving on this Monday evening. So feel free to come over to YouTube, get yourselves involved. We've got a lovely little community here, all gassed about what's to come for this Eagles team over the next year or two. And I realized while saying that, I got distracted and didn't do what I said I would. So all right, here we go. Let me see if I can share this. See, I wish I wasn't awful with technology. You'd think as a 28-year-old man, this would be my forte, but it really isn't. All right, here we go. So this is if we go average value right now, Saquon's 9th, really. I mean, that was his Giants contract. Now, what is his Eagles one updated yet or not? Okay, his Eagles one, 3 years, 37 mil. So quick maths tells me that's about 12-ish million a year, which puts him, all right, Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs-esque level, obviously before his new contract. But when you look at the other backs that are out there, obviously Tony Pollard signed a deal today. His contract was 3 year, 24 mil. So a little bit less for Tony Pollard, but I think you're getting a better running back in Saquon Barkley. And if you just could compare this for a moment, Miles Sanders is 6.5 average annual value. So around 6.5 million a year for Miles Sanders. You're getting Saquon for like double that. And it's the one stint where this Eagles team does have some cap flexibility. Because if you look at this picture over the next, you can still see this, right? Cool, great. I haven't broken anything. If we go to the Eagles salary cap, here, somewhere. They're around mid-table. Cool. When it loads. Right. So they've got around 40 million cap space before the moves today. And it's going to go down to around 28, 29. But if you look at their 2025 cap space, like the cap hits they're carrying next year. 26 AJ Brown, 21 Hurts, 17 Johnson. There's some dead money that's going to be carried over from Kelsey. I'm sure that's going to get done. Devontae Smith, potentially he's going to need a new deal now. Reddick's potential on the way out. I'm sure we'll touch on that later. Slay, I'm not asked about. Get him gone. Don't give a shit. Excuse my French. Jordan Mailata might need a new deal in the next couple. Goddard might be on the way out. Cox ain't here. Sweat probably won't be here. So, it's very top-heavy here, right, up top. Landon Dickerson's obviously just signed a new deal, so he's now the highest-paid guard in NFL history. Let's have a round of applause for Landy D for a second. The highest-paid guard in NFL history. I think he's quietly, I say quietly because he's a lineman. He doesn't really get the praise of Kelsey or Johnson or the reputation of those guys, but it's been one of the better guards in the NFL over the last few years. And I think the Eagles have forecast that brilliantly and done well to pay him early, looking at who else might need contracts soon. But quickly back onto this, 2025 isn't going to be as pretty. 2026, if we updated one more year, 40 mil AJ Brown, 31 Hurts, 36 Mailata. Bradbury should be gone. Lane might need a new deal or retire. But then you're looking at Landon's new deal. Then you're going to be looking at Saquon's deal up here. Will be in the final year of that. So like everything spirals from like 2025, 2026. So the Eagles needed to get this done now. This was absolutely a move they had to get done now. If they're going to be aggressive and prolong this Super Bowl window, it lasts around 3 years because that's the amount of room they've got to work with. It's very rare that the Eagles go into an offseason with cap space. Like, I think we've kind of almost forgotten what that feels like. Like, the Eagles not only go into an offseason with it, but around 40 mil to spend. And they can afford to drop some on Saquon Barkley and reinforce that running back position, give them 3 years of one of the best running backs in the league. The only qualm with it, I will say, and I guess it's not a knock on Kellen because we haven't seen him coordinate yet, but if the same things persist, like now we're going to very quickly learn, aren't we, like how much Sirianni is in control, how much Sirianni isn't in control. And one of the big discourses last season was just how responsible was Sirianni for the team's complete demise. Was it all on whatever Brian Johnson was doing or wasn't doing? Or was it the head coach? Because whenever you say it was Brian Johnson, someone say it's Sirianni's offense, and then say it's Sirianni, but Brian Johnson's a coach. So now you have a offense, really, with one of the top 5 receivers in the league, arguably 2 with Devontae Smith, arguably a top 5 tight end, a top 5 offensive line, a top 5 running back, and a top 7 quarterback. There is no excuses now offensively. Absolutely zilch, nil pois, null, nothing. This Eagles team now is stacked to the tits with talent, all right? There is no excuses for them not to run the NFC East next year. And that's my initial caveat with it. We'll get to some of your comments now, as I know I've been rambling on for about 13 minutes. Again, if you're on YouTube and you can hit the like, that would be absolutely sensational. If you're on Twitter, say hello, give me a little like on Twitter, hit retweet. But if you come to YouTube, you can have chats and I can actually see them on the screen so I can do stuff like this and highlight them, like Win Sports. Says Travis, he played as many games as Swift the last 2 years. He said, how healthy can Barkley be? Yeah, I mean, he's averaging like 13, 14 games a season. It doesn't help the Giants had absolutely nothing offensively. So he did get run into the ground. Like, it's one of those things where I don't think in Philadelphia he's going to get it'll get a sizable workload, but it's not going to be like Derrick Henry-esque, if you will. I mean, even if you compare, really interestingly, give me around 12 seconds because I want to see DeAndre Swift's carries compared to Saquon Barkley because I guarantee that it's a very interesting comparison. So DeAndre Swift in 2023, 229 attempts, 1,049 yards. Saquon had 247, 962. So he's getting a similar usage to DeAndre Swift. If he's going snap counts, 79% offensively, and Swift, bear in mind, he missed the opening couple of weeks, only played 58. So Swift was playing less snaps and being used much more, if that makes sense. Like, that's kind of where I'm going with it. So as much as Swift was a bit more rotational, like Barkley was in the game more, but it will be fine. I think it'll be absolutely fine. The Eagles have just signed Zack Baun. Oh my, it never ends. I just want one hour where something doesn't happen because I can't handle it anymore. What am I supposed to do? Like, I'm streaming, we need content, I can't do it, it hurts, everything sucks. Zack Baun, an actual linebacker. Oh, Saints. Oh, hang on. Whoa. Is this genuine? Is this breaking on the stream? Is this it? Right, I need to double check, see where we're going here. But that could be big. I mean, it could and it couldn't. He's very much an off-ball outside linebacker. So it depends what they do. That's probably a sign that Reddit might be moving. I don't know. Free agency bought boss man back outside. Shefty tweeted it. All right, so the Eagles have another player. Oh, I understand why people have crack addictions is all I'm saying, because I've been trying to write articles all day and not a single one has posted and they're all backlogged and everyone's emailing me stuff and I can't do it. And I'm about to have a mentee be on a live stream, but we absolutely love to see it. So if Zack Baun is signed or born, I'm British, leave me alone. Yeah, I think he's very under the radar. Like, he's not a name I'm overly familiar with, if I'm honest. Other than that, I know he's an off-ball guy for the Saints. Let me do some digging. Let's get some highlights up. Let's do that on stream. Let's get copyright stricken, shall we? Let's do a live breakdown here, because I don't want to lie to you and say, yeah, he's good at this, he's bad at that. That's not what I'm good at. 2023 season. 1.8k views, all right? This is on the official Saints channel. Bear with me. This is what I'm saying. I'm not overly familiar with him. It's not a great sign when the Saints put up a video, the actual Saints, and it gets 1.8k views. Okay? So let's... yeah, all right. So that was my initial takeaway, was that he's been moved to the edge, or that he's going to play like replace Reddick. So seeing outside linebacker, not knowing who he was, it feels very coverage-esque. So you've got a special teams play to start. Hoping you can actually see this. No, don't get copyrighted. I don't even know what number the guy is, to be honest. That's Taysom Hill, so it's not him. Maybe he forced it. I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's skip this, because that's just... Oh, he okay, right. Here he is. Big 53. Bit of a wagon on him as well. Like that. Not the wagon, the play. But, okay, I like that. That was nice. Let's do a bit of that again. The Eagles could do with some of that on special teams. Yeah, okay, right. Can we get an actual... Here we go. Right, so we're looking for 53. So I'm guessing it'd be there. He's out as an off-ball linebacker. Okay, so I look at... If it's cover 2, I'm guessing zone. He's going to be there, like probably covering like the Curls and Herc. So we'll see. If there's... Oh, it is him. Yeah, I'm class at this. I haven't lost it. All right, let's come back. So this is what we're watching. Passes him off to the safeties. Eyes on the quarterback. Yeah, okay, I like that. Good instincts. Terrible. I don't know what is the quarterback doing there. Was this when the Texans had a backup? Yeah, that is not CJ Stroud. Yeah, I'll level with you. That is triple. I don't know what throw that is, and it's a lot less of a highlight than it is a low light. Oh, no, is it Stroud? Oh, it is Stroud. That's horrific. It was early season Stroud though, before the breakout. Oh, I've made it bigger. Like my penis that's now 11 inches. So, all right, look, it's instinctive nonetheless. Does he return it for a pick 6? No. Okay, let's move on. What have we got here? 53 is, I'm guessing there. Can we go back? Or it could be on the other side. Can't tell. And that's... Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay, cool. So we've got him here. Dropped into cover. I mean, that's kind of Fangio-esque, right? That he's going to drop off a bit into coverage. Shallows out. Picks up the running back in the flat. That's good. I like this bit. Sounds really subtle, and I can't drag it back and forward. But the fact that he didn't drop too deep. Like, he's kept his eyes firmly on the running back, picked him up, closed nicely. I think the only thing I would say, watching it back, is a little bit hesitant. But his eyes are so fixed on the running back, where, like, realistically, he could have probably got that, because the running back, I don't know. It's fine. It's a safe play. That's what you want from a linebacker. We don't want negative plays and missed tackles. So I won't complain about that. But there's definitely upside, is what I'm saying. All right. So here we are again. I'm guessing there. Yep. On a pass rush. Okay. Let's run it back. So if anyone's just joining this, the Eagles have signed Zack. I need to put a banner up really quickly because we need to know that the Eagles have signed Zack Baun. So anyone's coming in, like, while we're watching some random Saints linebacker, give me 2 secs. Hang on. Eagles sign Zack Baun. Cool. Oh, well, I didn't want it there, but hold on. There we go. Right, there we go. Is it on now? Yeah, nice. All right, great. So let's get back to this then. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, there's nothing overly good. Let's make it full screen. Be easy, won't it? It's not a terrible play. It's obviously quite productive. 53 on the outside. So he's quite versatile. We're seeing him using like different looks. Obviously, he started over here. He's had a few plays over here. Now he's down near the line. Play and contain. Comes off the block well. Yeah, I quite like that. Okay. So meets the fullback. It's not bad. It's kind of a bad block by the fullback, to be honest, because couldn't really get under his pads. But I think he's quite tall. I think he's like 6 foot. Yeah, the fullback's just up stupidly high, and he's able to brush it off. Comes down. Clean tackle. Yeah. Oh, he had a little jump there. I like that. Kind of spring into his chest. Yeah, nice. That's what we want. The leg tackles are what kills linebackers, I think. As much as they're taught kind of that fire roll, if you will. I'm not sure what the word is. You know, you like drop down and roll over. Like, they get taught that. But I think having someone that isn't afraid to make a body tackle will go a long way, just purely because, like, it's so easy with these elusive running backs to just miss them completely or they, like, slip out of you. So, keeps his pads low, sucks that up nice, stays on his feet, keeps moving sideways to shut the hole, come down, little jump around him. Yeah, nice. I like that. I'm guessing we are there. So he's back on that left side. Oh, no, we're not. Sorry, completely missed him. Okay, so he's rushing the passer off the edge. Oh, hello. Hello. Right, let's run that back. Hello, a minute. Okay. He's got some explosion. I mean, yeah, he's unmarked. He hasn't got anyone on him. The receiver ain't going to chip him. No, so he's got a straight run. Right. Okay. Let's not get too excited because I was about to ejaculate, but he was unmarked. He's got like 5 steps on the lineman. He's already, you can look at, he's gone, shit. Oh, the lineman knows. He's going to charge into him. I like that though. All right, he's got one. He had a little duck move there. Just kind of ripped under. Oh, look at that. No, that was erotic. Okay. Even though he was unright, look at that. Look how low this guy's hands are. And Baum just sees it. Sees he's going in low and just almost like dives into it knowing that he's going to hit the shoulder. So if his hands are low and they're not moving, he's obviously going to approach like for the chest, which means you can just kind of like, you know, what comes, if you push the ground pushes back, right? So if a lineman's low and he's going to obviously come high, you can kind of use that to explode round him. Really good bend. Really good bend off the edge there. Stays up. Sack on J Goff. Love it. He's up. Easy, mate. Don't you worry about it. I like that. Okay, he's got some balls, this man. I like him. Another view here. That's not me doing that. Again, takes a nice wide entry. He didn't kind of collapse too quick and try and, like, I don't know, stun or do anything silly and improvise. Like, saw the angle he had. His eyes are on the quarterback and that. But you can see there, he's trying to keep a firm eye on what Montgomery's doing. I believe it's Montgomery. Again, but Montgomery comes out the flat. And it's just very easy for it's not Montgomery, is it? You know what I mean? Gibbs or whoever it bloody is. Yeah, no, nice play. I like that. Stats for nerds. God, I can't get rid of it. I actually can't. I don't know what I've done there. There we go. Back again. This looks like it. Was this the one in England? 53. Where are we to? It could be bloody anywhere. And that's probably a good sign. He is a very versatile player just off this very short highlight reel. Like, we've literally seen him off the edge here, off the edge there, off ball, off ball. I think he's off that right side. Yeah. Good hustle. Yeah, good hustle. Didn't let the play go. They do a kind of fake option here. Stays engaged in it. Look, he just stays looking, keeps his eyes up. I think this is going to be interesting. This is where you can kind of get misled. Look at where the pile is. Obviously, the rushing lane is here. It won't be very big, but it'll be there. The worst thing he could do, really, is, like, come down vertically because he's behind the pile, because all that's going to do is leave it open. So instead, he kind of sees, yeah, that's the move. Sees laterally to flow into the pile. Yeah, no, it's patient. It's patient. It's composed. That's what you want. I've never done a live film room. Maybe we should do more of these. If you're enjoying this, by the way, I can't see the comments, so I'm not ignoring you. I'll look at. I mean, we've got a minute left of this, and I'll answer some of your questions and comments and stuff, and then we'll get onto some Bryce Huff. We can do some Bryce Huff tape as well because I think he intrigues me, and we'll get to that conversation first. But we got a couple more plays here from this viral Saints video that had a whopping 1.8k views. Again, off that edge, nice little chop. Okay. Yeah, very explosive. Very, very explosive. Look at the speed he's got on him, man. Sounds like they're running like bloody prime Usain Bolt. Look at him. Look at that. Just completely shrugs it off. It's almost like his technique is just not to engage because he knows he's going to get swallowed up, obviously, because he's a leaner guy. So he just runs that way. He just will run vertically and then just bend around. and he knows he's got the time and the speed to make it back up. Like, I haven't seen many defensive ends or outside linebackers do it. Reddick does it occasionally, but Reddick's got the power to kind of almost like bully his way back inside. Whereas like he kind of realizes he doesn't. And just vertical camera. I like that. Can we get another one where he does it maybe? Okay, so he's off the edge here. So we're looking at him here. Curses on him. I'm not sure how visible this is, by the way, but all right. So immediately follows the pile, realizes I'm assuming at this point realizes it's a reverse. His heads up. He's going to see the fullback. Yeah, engages that. Pulls off and makes a tackle. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just lets him fall through. That could have very easily been a bad play. I mean, I know you've got a run fit here, but yeah, he didn't go too far. He just is very patient. I think that's what I'm getting. Like, I don't know what the contract is. I've not seen the numbers. Obviously, I've been streaming, so I don't know how much he's getting paid. So here's another one, another example where he's just going to come off that edge, off that left edge, with a ton of speed. And just work vertically. And I think to me, it feels like he'd rather end back here and work back and contain the quarterback and bully him rather than try and crash inside where he just doesn't have the leverage to win. So again, yeah, works in. Nice pad level high into the chest of the lineman. See, he gets pushed out and it just stays vertically. He won't. He's trying to work inside, but he doesn't have that power. So I think he will probably be outmatched quite a lot if he tries that. Like, that's where, if you come up, for instance, against someone like Lane Johnson in training camp, that's going to end in tears, I think. Like, who is that? Is that Wirfs, maybe? But, yeah, Wirfs is there. I mean, it's good. He's got a good motor, and he plays hard, and he's explosive, and he's quick. But I think if he can keep working vertically and round, rather than this. Like, as much as he still makes a good play because he keeps the motor going and he's agile enough, like, that's the move that won it there. Like, this was pretty much at that point, he hasn't won. At that point, he hasn't won because the lineman's still engaged with him and he's there. He hasn't won. But he's just got his little, like, explode out of his stance. He can really kind of get a lot of momentum off that first step and just dives into the quarterback. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's a freak athlete. I don't know what his testing is, but I'm going to have a look really quickly because I really want to know what his RAS is, because I'm going to guess it's got to be above 8.5. Maybe even 9. Like, that's freaky athletic. Is it any good? 7. All right, 7. I said about 8. I said about 8. Yeah, and see, I know bull. I know bull. 8.26 3-cone, 8.07 there. It's just the bench. See, he lost power on the bench. The vertical jump, he's not good. Average there, what was his 40? Nearly an 8. He's quicker over short speeds. Yeah, man, he's all right. I like that. So there's some analysis on that. Jeez, we've got 240 people watching this. I had no idea. It's a 1-year deal. It's kind of like Andrew Van Ginkel says, Tom, I like him as a role player. I like that. Yeah. I mean, I've been a lot madder at Eagles signings, put it that way. Let's just have a look. If it's Sweaty Haas' fault at the end of the day, it was Patricia. Yeah, Matt Patricia's a bum. Get him out. Thank you all for watching this. I'm genuinely stunned we've got that many people in. So we've got 217 watching on Twitter. If you want to get into YouTube, so you can leave your comments, that would be amazing. If not, don't worry. I appreciate you all taking the time to watch this. This is batshit, if you pardon my French. 20 of you on YouTube. If you could do me a favor and leave a like on YouTube. If you're on Twitter and can just click the link and hit the like, helps insanely. Really, really does. And I promise from here on out, I'll at least do them weekly during the off season. I'll try and do more. Really good bet. Me when reviewing Silverstone. That's phenomenal. Who the hell is Zack Baun? I like him. All I'm saying is I like him. If the article or the website gets fixed, I'll be able to do something tomorrow. But it was a 3rd round pick. Yeah, I think he's all right. Yeah, I'm guessing it's like a really cheap deal. And if you trying to think how they'd line up. So depending who they bring back, you're going to have obviously Brandon Gray on one side, potentially Huff on the other. We can rule out Reddick and Smith. Well, Smith will be there, but Reddick and Sweat leave to the wayside for a minute. In behind, there isn't a lot of linebacker depth. They're all out. They're all free agents. So you're looking at really someone like him on the outside, Nakobe Dean in the middle at the minute, and then maybe Reddick if he wants to stay a bit further back and would excel that kind of role. I don't know. But yeah, all right, let's get into Bryce Huff then, and we can watch some film on him as well while we're here because I'm intrigued. Right, okay, I want a genuine show of hands, and if you're on Twitter, this is where I need you guys to come through now because we need audience participation. I'm trying to get my iPad up so I can actually see if we've had any tweets and stuff. I don't genuinely know. Oh, well. Right, if you're on Twitter, get in YouTube, all right? Just make the switch over. Just search Philly Sports Network in YouTube. I'm here. I'm not misleading you, I promise. Hands up, right, in the comments on YouTube now. How many of you knew who Bryce Huff was before a week ago? Honest question. I'm not trying to take the piss, right? I'm deadly serious, and this is my whole point. How many people knew who Bryce Huff was before a week ago? And I'm not trying to take a shot at Bryce Huff, because he's obviously very good, and there's a reason he's been paid that kind of money. Tom did. All right, so we're at 1-1. I didn't. I've heard the name, but I couldn't say, like, oh, yeah, played for the Jets, defensive end, did this. Isaac did, but Isaac knows ball, and we know that. Wynn didn't. Zach didn't. Bobby Abraham didn't. My closest friends is a Jets fan, so I asked him, did he know? No, that's me. I apologize. Only because of Madden. Right, that's fair from Lucas. See, that's. I can't wait for NCAA 25 on that note, mate. I'm going to be like, I'm going to find the next John Hightower, I'm telling you, bro. I'm going to be all over it. But yeah, all right, so that's my point. No one knew who he was because he played in a rotational role, okay? And I guarantee I'm going to do two things. Like, let me just find this on PFR because this is a very, very interesting comparison. And it's one I think we all need to really pay attention to. And it's going one of two ways. I can see how he made the move. I don't overly agree with it yet. It's one of them where the fruits of your labor are going to come in like 3-4 years' time near the end of his deal, right? So we'll see, right? But for now, I'm going to show you this guy's stats. We're going to go from there. So this is Bryce Huff's PFR page. And if we can go down. All right, so you look at his stats. 2 sacks 2020, 2 in 2021, 3.5 in 2022, and then 10 in 2023. Which one's the outlier, I wonder? So that's fine. 21 QB hits is nasty. 10 TFLs is nasty. You don't need advanced analytics or film to know that is a bad football player in the good way. Not like he's shit, as in like a bad man, you know? But if you go down to his snap counts, played 42% of snaps. 42% of snaps. So he's not on the field for like 60, 70% of time, like some of the big dogs out there. And if we go to Brandon Graham, and I want to look at his 2022, 44% of snaps, right? And you look at BG's career before that, he's playing upwards of 60, 70%. And in 2022, Brandon Graham put up 11 sacks, 11 TFL, 16 QB hits. It's near enough an identical season, right? It's like, what, a 1% difference in snaps. And Brandon Graham got a new contract off of that breakout. And I know they're very different players in different ages, but the next year, that same rotational role in a new defense didn't hit. It didn't hit, right? He just wasn't as productive. It wasn't as aggressive. And, well, Sean Desai and Matt Patricia existed. So it wasn't the same. But even 2020, he only dropped 10% of snaps. And he dropped, 90% of sacks? All right, 70%, but fair enough. Near enough. This is still not great. So this is where we have to ask ourselves, why are the Eagles paying this man to be the 7th highest paid defensive end in the league after one breakout year on a reduced role? Is there a guarantee that he's going to go into this new look Eagles team and be a baller and put up the exact same kind of numbers? We don't know. Like, there isn't enough there. If you compare it with like Hassan Reddick, when the Eagles signed Hassan Reddick, right? And I know Reddick obviously wants more money, and that's why they're shopping him around and all of that. But if we just go to Reddick's page and you look at the catalog that he had before joining Philadelphia, 11 sacks and 12 sacks. Now, it's only a 2-season difference, but his snap counts in that time, 80 and 79. This is someone that proved himself on 2 different teams in 2 different years, playing the same amount of like lead 3-down snaps, just pissing through the league. He might be the best pass rusher in the NFL, like the best raw pass rusher that's out there right now. And I don't think that's hyperbole, right? That's what they bought. They bought someone that went from Arizona to Carolina, played a slightly different role, played near enough an identical amount of snaps, and put up near enough the same season twice, and went, all right, we'll have some of that. And look how it paid off. The thing that you're risking with Bryce Huff, I realized I wasn't sharing the screen for Reddick. Sorry, my bad. There you go. It's a bit late now, but it's there anyway. So there's his numbers and his snap counter here. So again, he's never played below like 60% of snaps. We haven't seen Huff in that role. No, some of us haven't even seen Huff at all. Is what it is. So it's hard because how he's done, and I guess knowing Joe Douglas at the Jets, maybe they were high on him coming out of college. Maybe he was a potential target. But what the Eagles are forecasting is that 10-sack season can not only be replicated, but expanded upon. And that you're buying a 26-year-old player that, is going to be coming into his prime years. Not a lot of tread on a tire. That's the caveat, is if I can say he hasn't played a lot of snaps, he's got a lot of fuel in the tank. He isn't someone that's going to be worn down. He's not someone that's going to come in, hopefully, with injury concerns or with soft tissue concerns. This is someone that can still develop. He's far from a finished product. And I think that bit's exciting. But to pay him that kind of money, it's a big investment. Now, the reason they did it, again, knowing that he's going to be replacing one of Reddick or Sweat. We don't know which one it is. It could be one. It could be both for all we know. And if the Eagles can trade off Reddick, essentially, get maybe a second-round pick back and some change, because you are offloading a fairly big deal. Get a second-rounder, maybe a player, something like that. And you bring in Bryce Huff. I don't think you're banking on the same production, but you're banking on the player that can at least have that same level of snaps, that can endure that workload and grow into it. And he can. I think the proof's in the pudding that he can. It's just whether he will or not. I'd like to think under Vic Fangio, he might. I'm a bit worried because Fangio, as we know, likes to drop players back into coverage quite a lot. He likes to move things around. Is that going to fit Bryce Huff? I wouldn't be surprised if he has a 6-7 sack season next year, and there'll be the odd fan or WIP complaining, saying they've overpaid him. And I don't think even that will be the case, because the fruits of that labor will not show themselves until around 2025, 2026, 2-3 years into his tenure. Even if it's at the end, that final season, you're not going to get the most out of him immediately, because he's someone that hasn't had that starting workload yet. So in an ideal world, keeping BG around will be a mentor to someone that is now out of a dumpster fire in New York, can learn the Philadelphia way, and just add some tricks to his arsenal. And I think the upside is there, but it's mortgaging it. And to go back to what I spoke over before, I kind of missed it. And the reason that's even possible, again, is because the cap space they've got, right? $40 million in cap space coming into this offseason is a rarity for this Eagles team. It's a complete rarity for this Eagles team. So they're making the most of it. And it's if they can get someone that has the upside of a Reddick level player, has done it last year, is young enough to develop, it not only keeps that window open, but you're not for crying out loud, Kevin Byard got $7 million by the whoever it was, the Bears, wasn't it? Right? Kevin Byard got $7 million for what? Right? At least this guy has something. And I think that is what we have to take solace in. If the Eagles have money to throw around, the paydays are getting higher. I've seen a few comments in there talking about the Brian Burns contract. Has he been traded now? $30 million a year for a guy who's never led the league in sacks or anything. And it's only going to get worse. Edge rushers are becoming the new thing. And I think that's why the Eagles are trying to somewhat play Moneyball. Because it wouldn't surprise me if Reddick gets 28, 29 mil a year. Would not shock me in the slightest. Burns just got 150 mil, says Mike Collins. 87 of it guaranteed. Oh, the Giants never cease to amaze me. It just is a very Giant signing, isn't it? Okay, compare it this. As much as I'm not overly high on this signing, not overly low on it either. I just like value. I like upside. That's, to me, someone like Zack Baun brings more intrigue, more excitement to me because of what we see. And it's like, it's a 1-year deal and he's on like virtually nothing. And it's like, okay, we can develop that. And if he balls out, you look like a genius. Whereas all it takes is a slight decline for a player on like an 80 mil contract and you look like a right doofus. And all the Giants seem to do is the equivalent of like investing in stocks. And they'll buy the very, very, very top of like a 30-year-old guy that is all the wear in the world. And then he'll just drop off a cliff. And then they'll go, oh, no, I've got to sell and get rid of him. And then they'll like get a 6th round pick in return. And they'll do the same thing next year. Even with this, there's still value there. Because if he does start to build on those like building stones, if you will, he's going to be a hell of a player. He's going to be a remarkable player. Make no mistake about it. So this is going to be a very exciting player to watch. Hopefully he does take a step forward. I'd like to think alongside Nolan Smith, the Eagles can have a pairing now for 3 years-ish where they can just really grow them together. If BG retires next year, that's your starting duo. And now it wouldn't surprise me if they offload Sweat and Reddick and they go into the draft and they look at a Chop Robinson or a Laitu, whatever he's called. I'm not trying to be mean. I forgot his name. There are some pass rushers there that are perfectly like viable. Someone like Chop Robinson obviously has the Penn State angle, so people probably want that a bit more. But it wouldn't surprise me if they go into this season the same way they did at cornerback, where they're kind of gradually offloading those veterans. Keely Ringo's in there now. It's safety. Sidney Brown, Reed Blankenship, a receiver, AJ, Smitty. It's guys that are signed when they're 25, 26, and they haven't peaked yet. AJ hasn't peaked. He's now probably one of the best receivers in Eagles history, and he's still got plenty more on the bone. That's now this new prototype. I think the Eagles have learned that it's either prove-it gap fillers like a Zach Cunningham, it's low-value guys like Zack Baun, or it sees like instead of a Brian Burns, you're going to pay for someone that is a little bit more under the radar, has flashed a bit, very much like Jannard Avery on acid in every sense of the word. Like just looks like that same kind of player, signed with the same kind of intent. The contract's a bit more expensive. So I'm not mad at it. Rather have Huff, Baun, Williams, Carter, Davis, Nolan Smith, Saquon than Brian Burns. Yeah. That's probably the best way to look at it, is if you look at the value perspective. If we keep Reddick, he'll be awesome in a rotation. I don't know. I think Reddick's gone. I really do. As much he wants to stay and work something out, I just think that when you see a Brian Burns contract that much, and you know the premium is high and the premium on edge rushes is high, that there will almost be a panic, I think, for a player like Hassan Reddick, where he isn't getting close to what he deserves, which is top 3, top 5 money. And that has now been dropped a bit because of what we've seen with Brian Burns. He's probably going to get like 27, 28 mil, I reckon, comfortably. And there will be teams that do it. The Jags feel like a Hassan Reddick team. To me, the Jags feel prime for it. Like, I know they're a little bit needy at edge rusher, but you look at some of the guys that brought through over the last like 5-6 years. Someone like Yannick Ngakoue, Calais Campbell's another. Like, they just love like a mean pass rush, and Reddick would fit that perfectly. So I wouldn't be mad at a trade with the Jags, especially if there's like, well, there's going to be draft capital, but you know, where the Jags are sat, I wouldn't mind it at all. So that's that. Do we want to watch some Bryce Huff film? I know we've got 15 minutes left. The Falcons want Reddick. The Falcons have a ton of cap space, and they're definitely blowing everything up. I don't like what they've done to some degree. I mean, having said that, man, like Kirk Cousins is going to be fine. Like, I'd much rather Kirk Cousins than Russell Wilson, put it that way. I think Atlanta are trying to do the right thing. As much as I'm big on Desmond Ridder, if he can develop, he's going to be that Jalen Hurts-esque quarterback. They've got some great receiving talent. They've got Bijan Robinson now. You look at the last 3 years. Kyle Pitts a couple years ago. They got Drake London last year. The year before. They've got Bijan Robinson last year. Now they've got a quarterback that can actually deal. I think that the Falcons are going to be a problem. And if they can really sort out that defense and add someone like Hassan Reddick, hint, hint, then I think they'll be fine. What else have we got to catch up on? Let's say we've got 15 minutes left to go of the show. What would you like to do? Would you want to... Let's watch some Bryce Huff films since no one actually knows who he is in the best way, right? We can learn together because, again, look, I know there's a lot of reporters and I know there's a lot of YouTubers that will see a signing, and even I'm guilty of it back in the day, where you don't have time to learn about a player, so you just like read a bit. Oh yeah, he's great at this, bad at that. But over time, I've learned it's just disingenuous, and I'd rather be wrong on a player like John Hightower than pretend to be right on a player I know nothing about. So for me, we can learn together. Let's watch some Bryce Huff tape. Oh look, we searched Bryce Huff. There we go. Look at that. How was that for SEO? Fuck off, Google. 2023 highlights. Let's get cooking. Landon was re-signed. Yeah, we can talk Landon Dickerson shortly. What are you, a union worker? No, I'm just very hungry. I'm just a very hungry boy on the first stream back. It has been a day from hell, honestly, man. Like, of all the days for PSN to break, right? Free agency when Saquon Barkley, Bryce Huff, Landon Dickerson, Zack Baun. That's 4 signings. We had our first ever time a reporter for our team has gone to a Phillies game as press happened. Site's gone, right? US women's national team recap. Site's gone. We had like 10 things. Couldn't publish any of them. So let's watch some of this. Not that. Oh, you get advert within an advert. Now we're all getting it. They have made some bank there. Jeez. I don't even know what it's for. Credit score looks like. I'm just trying to drink. That's one good thing. Apparently. Not today, it's not. Dude, was that ad relevant to me? I don't know what the ad was. No. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Bryce Huff. I'm going to guess him 47. Yeah. Oh, that was easy to spot. Right. Okay, nice first step. Stroke to block. I like that. He's been patient there. I didn't just engage straight away. You kind of waited for the offensive lineman to... What? He kind of waits for the offensive lineman to make his move. A little bit of a shimmy. Yeah, get under there. Rip under there. Yeah, yeah. I like that. Nice bend. Oh, it's going to be tight. Great fucking work by the lineman. Sorry for my French again. I mean, it's lucky that he's fell into place there on a sack. Like, that was... I can't lie. The lineman's done a brilliant job there. Look at... Bryce is giving him all kinds of work. The lineman pushes it. He falls over a bit. But until then, it was good. Had he not fallen over, it would have been good. I mean, he just got outworked there. I think Huff is obviously very explosive from what we're seeing. And that's just paid itself in dividend. Are we going to get a little replay? Yeah, here we go. We're getting that all 22 view, baby. All right. See, doing a bit of a boogie there. I like that. It's very active hand movement. Very active. It kind of gives the game away that he's going to come outside, but instead of going... I like that. You might not notice it the first time. He like always acts like he's going to rip under. Like that to me looks like he's going to rip under that arm. That will be the logical play. He's exploding that way to the right. That's where the lineman's pointing, so he's open. And instead, he just almost like a little counterlet. Like man's been watching AEW out here. Like watching prime bloody Bryan Danielson. And he just gets onto that lead hand, shrugs it back off him, and then can work around the edge. It's a really nice move. And considering how much he was being given, the lineman did quite well, the offensive lineman. So, top left of your screen. This was preseason, wasn't it? Oh, no, it wasn't. This is when the Eagles got slapped. Excuse me. Yeah, never mind. All right. So, all right. First things first, it's Jack Driscoll. So make of that what you will. We're not talking like Prime Lane Johnson. This is Jack Driscoll. So let's not, I don't know, put a ton of stock into it. But worked at the pad level. Loves that outside move. Jack's just done absolutely nothing, really. I think that was much more Jack Driscoll than it was Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff has just ran straight. And Jack Driscoll just, like, looked at him a bit. Yeah, like, Jack, if you watch Driscoll's feet, he just did this weird shimmy back outside. I guess it was like trying to stop him. There's a big lane there. But at the same time, you got Kenny Gainwell. That's why Gainwell's there. That is exactly the reason Gainwell's there. Right? But he did this like weird thing with his feet. Well, like, so he comes out. And look how wide that is. Look how wide there. Like Kenny Gainwell could crawl under there. Right? And basically, because he's now lost all that leverage, he just works back the other way. So it's smart play by her. If it wasn't all Driscoll. But it was handed to him on a... Oh, here we go. Yeah, second one. So what's Driscoll done now? Oh, okay, it's not Driscoll. Is that Mailata he's up against? It is. Oh, here we go. Right, now we're cooking. Bryce Huff against Jordan Mailata. What are we saying, boys? What are we saying out here? Runs right into his chest. That is... If there's ever a contest as to how big Jordan Mailata is, that's it. Christ. Gets upended. Shrugs it. Yeah, I think that only happened because Hurts improvised. I think Mailata probably won the rep there. Great instincts from Huff, who just kind of like works underneath, sees Hurts working back the other way and pulls back. So had the play not broken down, probably Mailata win. But Huff keeps his head up at the quarterback, ducked underneath, sees Hurts breaking out. Very instinctive. So I think football IQ counts for a lot. But yeah, he likes that little transformer celebration, doesn't he? 47, top right, little ball rush. Nope, top left. Beg your pardon, bottom left. Here we go. So against the Giants. What have we got? Yeah, ball rush in. What is that lineman doing? I can't lie. I'm starting to think this stat is how he watched tape. I'm starting to feel like this might be inflated sack totals a bit. Just a little bit. Oh, we can write 3 of them off. So, I don't know. Don't do the transformer again. Oh, he does it again. Okay. Yeah, loves it. He's got a little trademark thing. Fair enough. We'll all be doing it in the stands, so I don't know why I'm slagging it off. He did work well off the block. He does the right things. I don't know. Yeah, like you can see him, like he leverages out. Yeah, it's not a... I mean, yeah, I want to see the play, not this way. Here we go. Right. Ball rush in. Moves momentum to the right. So we can... Okay, so it is a nice play. It's shoddy blocking from the lineman, but it's great play by Huff. So it's not the end of the world. All right, so now top left against the Chargers. Right, that's better. Now we're cooking. He can have that one. Right, that was good. Some of that, please. Right, that was really fucking good. I don't know why we broke this PG thing recently, but I really like that. That was great. More of this, right? Ball rush into his chest. Look at that. Bang. Head in there. Moves him back. Look at the... Jesus Christ, man. He's turning him upfield. And then gets an arm on the quarterback as well and helps with a 0.5 sack, I'm guessing. But look at... Jesus Christ. Just the ability to stick your hand out and realise where you are. Because he has taken him all the way up the I-95. And then got his hand in there as well. So, yeah, all right. Good play. I don't know why he's kicking off, but I like that. See, this is another one. Like, are we going to count? Are we counting that as a sack? He's being blocked by Keenan Allen, for fuck's sake. Like, he's not having that. He's not having that. He's Russell Westbrook this season, man. Yeah, great. Right, here we go. Let's get a view of this. That's good. Okay, that was... okay, right, take it back. That was quite nice. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong player. I was looking at 55 for a minute. He's like he was looking at me. Look. No, he was looking at me. I got distracted. So hand in the dirt, explodes out. Yeah, he loves almost faking that inside and going back over the top to swipe down. Excuse me. The risk you have in doing that is here, where if that lineman can just catch your body, he can't. Huff slips him off. Okay, it's a good play. That one was better on second look. You can have that. See this. Tell me this isn't stat padded, bro. Tell me this isn't stat padded. Like, what? Can I just check the comments? Can I pull away and check this? Because I am... right. How... Where are we at? Where are we thinking with this? Am I the only one off of what half that film? How much we got left? All right, we had 2 minutes of plays. Feeling lukewarm is probably the word I can look for there. Lukewarm. Anyone else? Bryce Huff. Where are we at? I need to know. A sack's a sack. Was a big third down against Stroud. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, a sack's a sack, but I mean, I think the bloody safety could have got it at that point. Let's watch it again. Bro, he could have got that sack at that point. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't be too picky. But Huff might be on fraud watch. He's got the speed. Yeah, he's very speedy. But he's just very like, if Derek Barnett actually had pass rush moves. That's kind of my takeaway. If Derek Barnett could win a rep and, not do anything else, that's kind of where we're at. Like, he's rapid and he's got very active hands. I'll give him that. But I don't really know. Yeah, see, that was nice. That was an okay play. Don't get a replay on that one. Right, we're in the bloody snow now. Oh, I'll tell you what, right, take it back. That was a huge get off. All right, this was good. Watch this. How quickly was he over that line? Was that offside? Because he can't have been much in it. Oh, I don't know. I'll tell you what, that might even be offside. If it's not, that is absolutely surreal. I'm trying to time it just right. He's moved. Oh, it ain't far. God, you ain't gonna get a tighter call than that. But look how much further forward he is, and he's like a whole body length forward. The tackle hasn't even had a chance to reach him yet. So yeah, insane speed. It was against Bailey Zapp, so I'm not. It's fine. But jeez, man, that is some sack. I'm amazed that isn't offside. Like, if it was flagged, it's one of them where it was flagged, you wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, that's an unreal rep. That's the best rep I've seen from him. Just raw speed. He's Lightning McQueen. There we go. That was sick. Give me a bit of that. Right. There's upside there. Right. Look how tight the tackle is. Right. And Huff stops because he sees he's got a second man there. Right. Oh, I've broken it. I need to use spacebar instead. Right. Run it back. Turbo. Right. Okay. So he's the receiver, the running back. He's very tall, whoever he is. Is it bloody Stevenson? It might be. Anyway, sees he's going to get caved in, so works back inside. And look at this. Instead of trying to push through that gap and under his arm, realizes that Stevenson's going out on a check down and goes, yeah, don't worry about it. I can sneak under there. I'll go back inside. Shimmies through and ducks under like prime Lara Croft. Right, look at this. So you see Stevenson, Stevens just sat there going, all right, mate. All right. Not even asked. All right, Bryce. Hello. Not even trying. And he's gone, yeah, cheers, mate. 3-1. That is sick. Look at that poor guy. Man's been turned into a cannonball. Yeah, big hit as well. All right. He's won me back at the end. Could be on fraud watch. Could be class. Is my takeaway here. Unreal bend. And that's the end of it. So that's what we take away. So we take away from that. It's only offside if they call it. True. Considering the edge market is getting expensive, this could be a bargain. Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, that's where this was made, wasn't it? It was designed to be a signing with upside in mind, which is sort of where I was at without seeing him play. It was like he's 26, had 1 10-sack year on minimal reps. This is going to be, he will grow into a Reddick-esque pass rusher. That's where they've been going with it. So looking at it, unreal bend, great speed, very, very active hands. I just maybe think that, that like, I don't know, that there's still a lot to do. And if he can get 10 sacks looking how he is, that's fantastic. I think he can get better. He might get 10 sacks again, and objectively people will go, oh, he stayed the same as he was last year. If he gets 10 sacks in Philadelphia, I think he will look different. it will look different. Like 10 sacks as a starter is different to 10 sacks when BG was playing last year or in 2022, you know? Yeah, very, very fun. Like, can we just see his RAS for a minute? Bryce Huffington Central. I'll clip some of this up and put it on Twitter as well because it was definitely fun. I haven't searched RAS, have I? Bear with me. Please don't touch my RAS. Right, here we go. Okay. No, this isn't it, bro. When was he drafted? I don't. It would have been what? 2021? Must have been. It's not even there. Great. Okay. That's good. Can we... He must be on here somewhere. Someone must have his relative athletic score. This was 2023 preseason. This is a Jets piece, but I'm just trying to see if... Yeah, nothing. Okay, that's annoying. But anyway, I was just looking for those agility traits more than anything else, but it's okay. I don't see Reddit going anywhere. I hope Slay goes somewhere, Greg. I hope Slay goes somewhere, but Reddit can stay. If they keep Reddick, Smith, BG, and Huff, I wonder if Bryce Huff will replace Josh Sweat, thinking about it. Because if you have Reddick and him, like, he's going to work better in a rotational role for a year or two. I think we've seen that. Like, we get it. Yeah. Reddick, Huff, Smith, Chop Robinson. That's all I'm saying. And on that note, guys, we will bring it to an emotional close. But before we go, just a massive thank you to everyone for hanging out. I'm going to have some tea because I'm going to pass out in a minute. Then clip up some of those Brycey Huff clips, put them on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. So if you're following along on Twitter, Liam Jenkins PSN, you can tune in and watch those. He was undrafted. Okay, that's even more impressive. That in 3 years he's turned into that. Yeah, all right. That contextualizes it a bit more. Okay. All right. I like it. That's why he doesn't have a rascal. But also, he doesn't have a rascal, but he's a bloody rascal. That's what I say. Guys, thank you for hanging out. It has been unreal. We've had 239 of you live in right now. 217 on Twitter. If you are on Twitter, hello. Thank you for watching. It's a long time to be on the Big X app, but I appreciate you. I can shout out the people that have liked us on Facebook today. Stephen Jones, Bruce Byer, William Davis, Stevie Jones, Eagles Philly, and Brad Barretta. Eric's cheerio. How are you, Eric? Hope you're doing well, my man. I will be back on, what are we saying? Wednesday? Should we do? I'll do on Wednesday. I'll do on Wednesday and we'll go over some stuff and we can talk draft. We can look at some prospects. What I might do, you can be my homework, right? We're going to start this. Hold me to this, all of you, right? That we'll keep the same stream schedule and we're going to research draft prospects together. And I'm going to build my spreadsheet and my big board and I'm going to rank everyone and you can watch it live with me. All right. The same way I used to do, but it was by myself and I'd show you the rankings at the end. You tell me the players. I'll watch the tape. I'll grade them. I'll build my database of prospects and we can cook up some mock drafts and stuff like that. So I'll see you on Wednesday, whether that's more free agency chaos, whether that's draft related chaos, who's to say? But that's what I want to do. So I appreciate you all being so flexible and giving me like a month off. Like I said, I know I had the breakup and then the Eagles decided to do nothing for a month. So yeah, kind of fell off the hamster wheel again. And I figured today was a better day than ever to get back on it. So look, the breaks are getting shorter and shorter each time, right? They're getting shorter and shorter. It went from a year to like 6 months to a month. So look, I won't even miss a week soon. So thank you all for hanging out, man. I really appreciate you. It's a great day to be an Eagles fan. I'll see you on Wednesday. If you're hanging out tomorrow for Phil's stream, 8 a.m. Eastern, trending in the AM, I'm sure he has got a lot to say about the past 24 hours or so. So go and have fun with Phil in that way. The Chat 12 salute to Eric as well. Did you like Barkley or Swift? I like them both. For the money, you may as well pay the pre. It's sort of like, would you pay like $1 for extra fries, or would you pay $1 to go large? You might as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you've got your meal and it's like $1 extra and you get more fries and a bigger drink. Like, you might as well. That's kind of what Saquon Barkley is. He is the best version of DeAndre Swift. Swift was amazing. He's fantastic. The value on him is no longer there, and that's reflected on the fact of where he signed and how much for. So if you're going to have to pay him that kind of money, you may as well go large. You may as well get the big drink. You may as well get the fries. Throw in a McFlurry. Treat yourself. And that's where I'm kind of at with it. But guys, thank you for hanging out. Enjoy the show, Eric, as I know you'll be running this one back. To Win, to Isaac, to Greg, to Tom, to Martian Lynch, Cesar Estevez. Look at that. We're emojis in the chat. And everyone else who's hung out. Timur, Mike Collins, and all the rest of you guys. Thanks for hanging out. If you could subscribe on YouTube, that would be absolutely stupendous. Again, best way to help the channel grow. And if you're on Twitter watching this, if you could go to YouTube and hit like, it does help us a lot. I don't know how many we're on, but yeah, it would be great if you could. Enjoy your evening. I'll see you Wednesday. We'll do it all over again. We're back. We are back. We're home. We're going to run it all the way through the off-season, guys. Thank you again for everything. Go Birds. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy another long goodbye. See you soon. Where's the exit intro? I almost forgot that one. We're back. Bye.